Hello, Fat Grandma here. I'm probably going to end up doing my videos on Monday now because last week's video was a day late and I included my Monday sales, so I'm just going to do that for this week. And I don't know, I may go back and forth, but it's happened 2 weeks in a row now. So, um, anyway, I had two Poshmark sales this week, and then the rest are eBay. I'm going to do the Poshmark first. I don't think there's anything else for me to talk to you guys about because I did that little video in the middle of the week. Still messing with the software and seeing how that goes. But I'm I'm kind of liking the new software better than the software that I was using before. So I will use this for a while and see how things pan out. Anyway, first Poshmark sale was 4 coffee mugs, and they were Ron Velarde. It's an Apache Native American dancer mugs, and they each mug had a different animal on it. It was bear, buffalo, eagle, and wolf. And I got these in an auction, and I paid $5 for them, and I sold them for $26. So I'll put up on the screen what my I can't think right. It's kind of late. It's after midnight, so my brain's getting tired. Um, aside from just my normal issues. Um, anyway, I'll put what I made, my profit. That's the word I was looking for. I will put the profit up above me for those after Poshmark's fees and stuff. So, and it looks like I just got an offer on an ornament. The ornaments are selling a little bit at a time. So I may include that in the video. I don't know, but it's technically Tuesday, so I won't do that. Um, so that was the first Poshmark sale. The other one was a Disney Nightmare Before Christmas. It was an alarm clock that I had that I don't even know how many years ago I bought this thing, and we used it in my granddaughter's room that she had at my house before all the COVID stuff and everything else happened. Um, I had I rented a place that had 2 bedrooms, and I turned one of them into a room for her because she came over every other weekend and stayed with me. So I decorated it. She was into Frozen at the time, but she still liked the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. So we had mostly Frozen in the room, and then some Nightmare Before Christmas stuff here and there. Anyway, now they're in Nebraska. You guys know that. And the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff I'm no longer collecting, and she didn't want any of it. She has a few things, but any of the excess stuff I'm selling. So most of it's been sold now, but this alarm clock was really cool, and it was also an iPod. It had a dock for an iPod in the top. So anyway, that sold for $22. And again, I'll put my profit after the fees up above. So that is it for Poshmark. And the sales have been, again, kind of weird. Early in the week, it was very slow. I didn't even know if I was going to really have any sales to even do a video. And it kind of picked up after Thanksgiving. So most of these happened after Thanksgiving or right before Thanksgiving, and no high dollar sales though. Everything's been pretty low, and not making a lot of money, but there's activity, so that's a good thing, and I've been listing quite a bit. So anyway, this first eBay sale was a USB um, 3.0 to HDMI video adapter. And I don't even remember where I purchased this. I think I got it at a bin store. And it was like the dollar day where it's one of the last days at the bin store. Anyway, it sold for $7.99 plus shipping, so the total was $15.53 with shipping for that. Um, there wasn't even, I don't think there was even a brand, oh, there was a brand name on it, but, and the stuff that I get at the bin store, I will check to see reviews from people like on Amazon or whatever before I list the items and sell them, because I don't want to sell anything if it's a piece of crap, because I don't want things coming back. So, or getting negative feedback. That's why I always try to make sure I don't sell things that don't work. If it's something I had, I know for a fact it worked, or if it didn't, I let people know that. The next item that I sold was a bunch of turkey Thanksgiving type decor decorations. I got them in a lot, in an auction lot, and I think I paid $3 for these. And I sold it. I just put everything together in a pile and sold them all, because they nothing individually was worth very much. Just was better just to throw them in a pile and just get rid of them. So I sold them for $14.50, and it was 28.76 with shipping for those. So, and they didn't. The weird thing is, I expected this turkey stuff, this pile of turkey decorations, to sell at least a week before Thanksgiving. They sold the day before Thanksgiving. So, whoever got them, I don't know what they're going to do with them, because Thanksgiving came and went. I don't. They just got them delivered yesterday, so they didn't have them in time. Maybe they're doing their Thanksgiving a week late, or who knows. Anyway, or they'll have them for next year. People buy things, like I said before. List all the things, because you never know. People are going to buy stuff. Um, anyway, so that sold, and again, I paid $3 for that lot of turkey stuff, and sold them for $14.50 plus shipping. So I definitely made my money back. Not There wasn't a lot of profit there, but at least I got my money back. The next item I sold was an Arizona State University mini plush bear. It was only 7 inches tall. Looked like a Beanie Baby, but it wasn't squishy like a Beanie Baby. The filling was more like a regular stuffed animal. Anyway, it was an ASU bear, and I have had this thing listed for, I don't know, since March or April, you know, and it finally sold, and I paid $1 for it, maybe 50 cents at the thrift store, because I got it at the Humane Society thrift store, and they have 50% off days sometimes, and I probably went on one of those days, because that's when I try to go. Anyway, I sold it for $5.99. So it was $12.31 total with shipping that they paid. The next item I just sold one of these in my last video, my last sales video. It was the toddler bath toys, 4 pieces, boats, and I sold the other one. I had two of them. Anyway, I sold it was $4.99 plus shipping, so it was 12.13 total that they paid with the shipping for those, and those also were delivered yesterday. The next item I sold was vintage miniature pewter, the Enchanted Castle figurine with a crystal on top. It was 3.5 inches tall. It was a little bitty thing, but I had this, I don't even know, for years. And I had it in a curio cabinet with a bunch of other stuff, and I just started listing all the things, and it finally sold, and it sold for 13.64 plus shipping. So it was $20 even that they paid. They made an offer, and I think they did the math and knew how much the shipping was going to be, and decided that they only wanted to pay $20 for it. So the offer that they made, it equaled out to 20 even. So anyway, it's gone now. But it was a little bitty thing. It was heavy though. Um, the next item I sold was a cassette tape. Another cassette tape sold. It was a vintage 1985 Back to the Future movie soundtrack cassette tape. And I noted in the description the cassette tape was in great condition, and I'll put pictures up here in the corner. But the insert, the paper insert that goes inside the case, and with the cassette, was kind of warped, like water had gotten on it at some point. And I remember back in the day when we had cassette players in our cars, and of course in Arizona, if you left your cassettes in the car, they melted. You know, there was during the summer, you did not leave cassettes in the car. But I think, and I remember this happening a lot. You know, you have your cassettes in the player, and the case is down in your console, in your center console in the car, and you're drinking your soda and or your water or whatever, and it gets spilled and it gets on the cassette case, and the paper gets wet, you know, the insert, and it gets all warped and stuff, you know. But the cassette was fine, but the paper was definitely warped, and I noted that in there. But it still sold, and $6.99, and it was $11.11 with shipping. So not bad for a cassette that was used and had a warped paper in it, you know. Um, the next item I sold was another Day of the Dead item, and it was a white resin cat. It was 4.5 inches tall. That sold for $5.96 plus shipping, so their total was $13.78. The next item I sold was a winter cardinal latte mug. It was 6 inches tall, so it was kind of a tall mug. Um, it was porcelain, and it was 222 fifth. And I remember this brand name because I've had a couple of items that were this brand name, and this mug has been. I got it at the Humane Society again at their thrift store, and I have had this thing listed for a long time, and I think I paid $1 for it at the most, and it sold for $8.99 plus shipping. So their total was $20.26 with shipping. Um, the next item was a 2016 Christmas snowflake teddy bear. It was a 20-inch princess bear, and this was one of those Walmart bears that has the year on the bottom of the foot. Anyway, this was one of my granddaughter's bears. I have a whole garbage bag full of them in the garage. She didn't want them anymore. I had gotten her a bear for every year since I think she was 2. I may have started when she was the year she was born. I don't remember, but I only listed one of them because I wasn't sure, you know, if they'd sell or not. This thing, again, this is another item that's been in my store for a long time, and it finally sold. So, and it sold for $12.99 plus shipping, so it was $26.78. And I actually refunded some of the shipping because when I initially listed this item, I was going to ship it in the large priority box, and so that's the price that I had on the item. When I went to package it up, I was like, that seems like a lot of shipping for a stuffed animal. So I just used one of my own boxes and did regular priority shipping, and it was way cheaper. So they got like, I think it was $5 back on their shipping. So I just refunded them. I didn't have to do that, but I do that if, you know, like I said in a past video, if it's more than just a couple dollars, I'll refund my customer the difference. Um, it's just good business, you know, and then I don't feel guilty. So, you know, my conscience is clear. Um, the next item I sold was a Hallmark keepsake ornament. It was the Sugar Plum Fairies, and I think I shared a photo of these with you guys in another video of some of the Hallmark ornaments, um, with a quarter in the middle of the photo with the little fairies around it, so you could see how tiny they were. Um, I got a note from this buyer, and she's very nice. She said, "Thank you." I sent an offer out. I did a 20% off on a bunch of items in my store and sent it out to watchers that were looking at my auction, at my listings. And anyway, she purchased them, but it was $7.99 for the ornaments plus shipping, so it was $15.59 total that she paid. But she said thank you for the offer. She had these ornaments previously, but lost them in a fire. They had a condominium fire, and she lost all of her ornaments and stuff. And these are some that she'd had before. Anyway, so we wrote back and forth a few times because I also, if you guys watched, I don't know, several videos back, I talked about some of the things that had happened through my life, and my kids and I having a fire was one of those things. So totally related to this woman losing stuff in a fire. Anyway, so she was very nice. That is it. Well, no, there's one more thing that I have to box up. That was a sale from this week, and I just made this sale like, I don't know, 11 o'clock or something. So it was only like an hour ago, maybe 2 hours ago. It was a Noritake impromptu Sonoma Gardens gravy boat, and I just picked this up. This just got listed like 2 days ago, or yeah, a couple days ago. It hasn't been listed very long at all. Maybe yesterday. Um, anyway, I don't remember what I paid for. I paid $1.60 for it because it was $2, but it was 20% off day at the thrift store. So I paid $1.60 for it. I sold it for, they made me an offer. I had it listed for $9.99 and they offered 9. I was like, that's fine. So I sold it for 9, and with shipping it was 23.08 total. So that is it for my sales. I don't even know how many that is. I think it's like 13 things with the Poshmark sales in there. And again, nothing was a huge, big dollar sale, but there's been activity. So, I can't complain. Um, it's just, I think people are feeling the economy's a little weird right now. And so people are buying things, but they're not buying expensive things, not as often anyway. And that could change this next week. I could have some bigger sales, so we'll see what happens. But and I did just get an offer. I'm going to pause this for a second. I'll tell you guys what that was, but I'm not going to, if it goes through and turns into a sale, I'm not going to include it in this video. Okay, it's the next morning. I was tired and I went to check that offer and it made me mad. So I didn't want to come back on and record more while I was pissed. Um, so I have the item that they were making an offer on was a lot of 4 Hallmark keepsake ornaments, and it's the characters from the Little Women. And it was all 4 characters. Each of them still has their box. They look brand new, and I have the 4 of them listed for $24.99. So the offer that they sent me was $13, which, if you do the math, that's 48% off of my asking price. So almost half. They wanted almost half off of the price that I have these listed for. So I wrote them back and I was nice about it. And I said each of these ornaments individually sells for between $7 and $8, because I went and checked again to make sure that I wasn't out of line with my price. And I said, I will generally consider offers 25% lower than my asking price after 30 days of an item being listed. These have only been listed less than 2 weeks. I'm not lowering my price. And I told this person, I said, the lowest I would go on this would be $20, because I have them listed for 24, 20% off would be $19.99 or $20. So that's what I told them. And not even half an hour later, they made another offer of 15. And they started out at 13 and they went up to 15. I'm like, you're smoking something if you think after everything I just told you, I'm going to take 15. I don't know what their deal is. Uh, but anyway, I wrote back and because I was pissed now, I'm pissed because like really, really irritated. And I said, you either didn't read what I had to say when when I declined your last offer. If I could talk, I said you either didn't read what I had to say when I declined your last offer, or you chose to ignore what I said. So no. And I sent them that message, and then I blocked them. So welcome to my block list. I'm not, if I never sell these ornaments, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not selling them to somebody who's going to do that. That's just, it's just rude. It's rude. They didn't read what I said when I declined the first offer, or they're just in total, you know what, I have words that, you know, that they just were going to ignore everything that I said and shoot me an offer. Why even bother, you know? It's more of an insult than anything, and I don't want to deal with people like that. I will lose a sale, you know, over dealing with someone who's just a total ass, and that's what this person is. So, um, anyway, that's what happened with that offer. So, no, it's not going to be a sale on my video. It's not going to be a sale on next week's video, unless someone comes along and buys these, which could very likely, you know, or not likely, but there's a good chance that could happen because many times in the past when I've gotten lowballed, um, within just a few days, I will get a purchase for that same item and they will just pay the full price. So that could happen. And there are people watching these ornaments. So I know, you know, I know there's some interest for these specifically because there's people watching them, you know. Um, I don't know why it bothers me so much when people do that. I don't know if they just, I don't know what they're thinking. I really cannot figure it out. I would never do that. I would never. Um, I mean, if I make an offer for something, it's going to be very reasonable. You know, if I have something I want to buy, I'm not going to, I don't know how people can, I don't know how they can do that and live with themselves and I don't know. I don't know if it's just a game. Like I said in one of my previous videos, if they just throw numbers out there and, you know, maybe there's some sellers that would take that $15 offer and maybe they have gotten offers accepted in the past and that's why they keep doing it because they're getting away with it every once in a while, you know, but not with me. It's not happening. I don't care if I get, you know, I don't care that I would like to make sales. Yes, I'm in eBay, you know, I'm doing eBay as a business to make money. But there are some there's some lines that I'm, you know, I don't cross. I'm not going to let my customers cross. If people want to buy from me, I'm very happy to, you know, to have them as a customer. And I'm a nice person to, you know, to my customers. I'm very fair, but when I get somebody like this, it just chops my hide and pisses me off to no end. So, yeah, that's how you get on my block list. Anyway, that is it for my video for this week. And because I want to get this edited and uploaded since it's now officially Tuesday. Um, I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. And I will see you next time. Bye.